wait, is Jim Cramer saying crypto is an insurance policy? I make fun of Jim Cramer a lot. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he said some crazy stuff. And the joke in like the Bitcoin community with Jim Cramer is do the opposite. When he's like, and he said, "Oh, Bitcoin's no good. It's no good. It's no good." And now he's like, he's waking up to it. So he just said this recently on CNBC, or one of the big corporate media money shows, that the interviewer asked, like, well, all these young people are investing in crypto. And I'll add to that in a second why there's other reasons why young people are really investing in crypto. But listen to what Jim Cramer said.
What about all the folks, especially the younger people, who say that the future is crypto?
I say crypto's fine.
How do you value that? What is the sort of process with which you would use?
Well, I'm using it as insurance, and it's an insurance against the $37 trillion that we owe. Of course, we do have a government shutdown, but at least it's not connected to a deadline involving, refinancing for the government, which is really good. The government shutdown is not done at the same time as a possible cataclysm of not paying our bills. But I don't know. I think that crypto is, I'm not valuing it as fun. I'm valuing it as anti what the younger people think is our country's problems. They may know that one.
Right.
But then again, maybe my generation never has to see it. And their generation is going to have to live with what happens.
What about all the folks?
Okay, wow. That's very astute of Jim Cramer to say, when I hear like older people, Gen X, baby boomers are older, like, oh, young people. Well, when I was in my 20s, it wasn't like you have no chance at buying a home. The average home price wasn't $450,000 nationwide, 800 some grand if you're in California. It was like, when I graduated college, I don't even know. I'm sure the average home price in America was probably something like 80 grand, and it was 120 in California. And it was like, oh, you could get a decent job and save up, $100,000 house, put 20% down. That's 20 grand. If you're making 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year, you could squirrel that away. You could make that happen. How $450,000? That means you have to put down 90 grand for a 20% down payment. And you're still then going to be financing 360 or something like that. What is that mortgage? How are you going to do that? The average salary in America is 50 grand. Even if you're making 70, 80 grand. $80,000, you'd be like, that's a pretty good salary. You're not swimming in it, but that's good money. Like, you could, if you're smart with your money, you could save that. Put the young people have no shot. They have no shot. I lost my home in 2010, thanks to the corrupt two-party system, thanks to Bush and Obama, who let the banks steal my house. It's great. I've told the story many times. And some liberals said, shut up, Graham, you were just done with your money. That's why Obama, because they always have to defend Obama. Okay. Yeah. Did I make some mistakes financially? Yes, but I got screwed hard, if you ever hear my whole story. Which is why liberals, this is why I'm an anti-war. I don't call myself liberal anymore. I'm an anti-war, pro-labor, democratic socialist. Centrist liberals get in the way. They stand in the way of progressive leftist policy. Anyway, sidebar. So the young people today go, wow, crypto is actually an opportunity I can increase my wealth. And this is the thing. I used to be into all of the crypto, but I got educated, thanks to Max and Stacy and others, that I'm a Bitcoin maxi. And this is why young people, and I would encourage anybody, but especially if you're young, and I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, but if you buy Bitcoin and hold it for 4 to 5 years, you'll make money on it. And I've put these stats up there. I've put this sign up there numerous times. It shows you the average home price in 2013 was $200,000 a year. And the Bitcoin price was something like 800 a coin. It would have taken you whatever, 1,000 coins or whatever or whatever that would be, 2,400 coins. I'm horrible at math, but it would take 240 coins, whatever, to buy a house. Today, the average home price is $450,000, and you can buy a house with 3.7 Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. The value of your home hasn't gone up. The value of the dollar has gone down. So what Jim Cramer is like, he's waking up and the 30, and he talked about the 37 trillion national debt. Now, Trump, there's so much to be critical of that guy of. I mean, the mass shooting violence, he was trying to blame it on the left or anti-Christian. He doesn't want to deal with facts and stats or anything. He says the Epstein file is empty. The tariffs aren't working. He's sending the National Guard into cities to distract from Epstein and to try to create a civil war in this country. He, tried to kick Jimmy Kimmel off the air because he couldn't handle jokes because he's a crybaby. But he also has been good for Bitcoin. I'll say that. And he said this in a campaign. He goes, we could just pay off the national debt with a little Bitcoin, little crypto. He said that, which is true. And if the United States starts buying more, it can created the strategic reserve, 195,000 plus coins as a Bitcoin strategic reserve. That bill was actually drafted by Cynthia Lummis. She's very smart, knows what she's doing. I don't think Trump understands Bitcoin, but that's what's happening. But it's true. If the United States starts buying Bitcoin, even more of it, and Bitcoin goes to 1 million, 2 million, 5 million a coin, it could quite literally pay off its debt with Bitcoin, which would be an insane thing. And people see the value in this. And it's one of the many reasons why Harris lost. The Democratic Party was very anti-crypto. Liz Warren and others within the party were posing all of this very anti-crypto legislation. And they totally, like the Democrats love, they just totally discounted the 50 million crypto owners and institutional business and young people and all this stuff. People such as myself, I lost my home in the crash. I was screwed over by the corrupt two-party system, and Bitcoin is a hedge against that. So Cramer's waking up to it. He's still easy to poke fun of sometimes. But when this is a platform like CNBC by a guy that in the past has been very critical of Bitcoin and crypto, it is a good thing. So as I've told you guys, this is one of the only times in the history of the human race where regular working class like me can increase our wealth exponentially by buying a little bit of Bitcoin. Put 5 to 10% into Bitcoin and hold on to it. Learn how. So that's what we're doing. I want regular people to get empowered. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin ever made. So every little piece of Bitcoin, and you can buy one Bitcoin can be cut up into 100 million pieces. Not joking. You can buy $10 of Bitcoin for as little as $10. Every little piece of Bitcoin you buy, that's a piece that a billionaire cannot. When I get a haircut, my eyebrows look really bigger. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.